Well, it's almost 11 o'clock and time for Kade Mills. And it looks like she's trying to make a statement there. Ooh, my goodness. She is showing herself to be a little opinionated right now. Dixie, what are you doing? I see Kade's waiting until it's safe to go in there. Anytime you feel it's good, go ahead, Kade. Oh, my friend, he's finally here.
Okay, hey.
I'll start your time now, Kade, if that's okay.
Hey.
45 minutes from now.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, but you could take about 10 to 15% off of that. Jeez Louise. Okay, guys. So, our session yesterday ended pretty well. I got on her and I was able to step aboard. She was a little nervous when I was crawling up on the side of her, and she has a hard time moving her feet. You can see she's got a little bit of anxiety in there. Or maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe she's more anxious. So the first thing I need to do is kind of give her a little bit of pressure release or something familiar here. So what I'm going to do is, obviously you see I could catch her. It's harder to not catch her right now than it is to actually catch her. So I'm going to send her around till she shows me that pretty face that I seen yesterday. It'll be a good way to kind of start off our day just right. So I'm going to pick a direction. I'm going to say left. Atta girl. She's sure a pretty mover. Now, she's going to be hung on this gate. And it's something they all kind of do in a round pen. There's always a side they want to be on. So I'm going to add a little pressure at the gate. And then back off away from the gate. Just to kind of show her that the gate maybe isn't the best way out. I like that she's so forward. I'd said in the first session that she was going to be kind of sticky and hard to move out. Looks like that's not going to be our case here today. That's a good girl. Now, when you're working with young horses, good girl. A good way to look at it is when I start after a day working with them, my goal is always to get them back to where they were. That's step one. So we finished in a really good place there yesterday, and I want to make sure I reward her when I start getting the things that I had yesterday. I can't just expect to start where I left off. So I got to get her brain paying attention to me. I got to be able to send her. I got to be able to stop her, and I got to be able to keep her focused. See, that was rude right there. Now, I don't want to step out here in front of her and cut her off. I just want to keep adding pressure to her to show her that that's wrong. And I'm going to use everything about me to tell her that I want her to go the other direction. And I'm going to let her find that on her own. This mare is just full of surprises here this weekend. That's good. She's keeping me on my toes. Get over there.
Kind of the combination of lots of energy, standing in a box stall for about 30 hours or more, and lots of good feed.
It's got to be a shock to them for sure. The reason I'm not letting her come into the middle when she's doing that, and some people kind of ask this question when I'm done my session. Yesterday when she'd come into the middle, she'd stop, and she'd be real sweet about coming into the middle, and she'd ask, can I come in? And I'd allow that, but you can see today, she's really pushy when I'm around her, and as soon as I stop moving my feet, she just runs at me into the middle. She needs to have a little bit better attitude about how she does that. It's not necessarily what she's doing for me, it's how she's doing it. Now I'm really looking for a change in her as I'm pushing her around, and that's what I'm gonna reward her. When I finally find that brain and that pretty look on her face that we had all day yesterday, I wanna make sure I got that back. And you can see it's coming around. Now there, if she's gonna run by me, I'll pick her up and send her again. It's nice to see her getting out there moving pretty. I just like to see a change in her before I go ahead and get a hold of her so we don't have to have a tough conversation on the halter. Much better. Much better. Hey. Can't decide between me and the gate, eh? Life's full of hard decisions. Could see her doing some real big decision making right there. Look at me, look at the gate. Look at me, look at the gate.
She's really looking for a friend, but she's telling you that you're missing a couple of legs and
Yeah.
a mane and a tail.
Not quite as hairy as you should be. You can really see that attitude here in her today, and that's good. It's good to find these things right now, and it also shows that she's confident enough in me, and we've built that confidence together the last few days, that she feels good enough to kind of challenge me, and this is where her and I are really going to make that change, is to draw these lines in the sand now that she's comfortable enough to say no. So all we're going to show her today is she's not allowed to come into the middle until she's a good girl and she comes and presents herself in a way that's acceptable. But just charging into the middle and then running off to the gate, there. You need to slow your mind down a little, sweetie. You got way too many things going on up top. Thank you. It's good, and you really look at what's going on here as far as if I was riding her. If I can't keep her attention here for, a lap or two, it's really going to be hard for her to hold it together later on when I get in the saddle, as well as when I get to the, I keep thinking about the finals and how she's going to handle the transition. And this is something I really want to make sure I spend my time here, so I feel like I got a pattern put together that when I get into the finals, I can move her feet and show her some good patterns that'll make her settle in that big arena and start to look to me. Thank you. Hey. Don't be so pushy. I still got to get that right eye. I feel good about the left. I'll kind of give her a break there, but I definitely need that right eye. I want to make sure I got a real complete horse here when I go to the finals. Good girl. Get on the bridge. All right, later then. Atta girl. First few days, she was a little nervous to stretch out there and go out into the lope. Today, it seems like she's got her leads and her rhythm and everything really nice. Next step is to get her to do it when I'm sitting on her. Still hooked on that gate. Again, looking for that change. And you'll see it out of her because the gate will become something she's not focused on anymore. And she did it there to the left really nice. I'm just looking for the same here to the right. Now, even though she stopped at the gate, I really want to read right there when I lose her is a good time to pick up and start again. She can stop at the gate as long as I don't lose her. And I'm really kind of taking stock in how long it takes me to change her. And every day, is that getting better, or is she following that pattern? Does she look to me like she's going to be easier to change later on? Is what I'm doing coming through? All those things are stuff I'm looking at. Got her back again. Thank you.
A little bit of the right eye there for a few minutes, a few seconds.
Lost her again, so great time to send her. Atta girl. Give her a good test. Can I let her stop at the gate without losing her? Lost that eye. Really trying to get, as a young horse, it's hard for her to understand every single thing I'm doing. So I got to pick something that I'm focused on here, and I got to make sure that my timing and my feel is really aimed at that one thing. I don't want to be scattering around too much. And if I'm just focusing on her brain and the read of her and kind of her body language and how she's responding, every time I've started to send her, I've been able to send her for the same thing. When I go to get on her, yesterday she wouldn't stop moving her feet. Like, she has a hard time kind of staying together. She's really short attention span. So this is the exact same pattern I'm going to use when I work her on the halter. Is you come in here, and then as soon as you get close to me and I pet you, you turn and run away. So then I put you back to work. It's going to be the same thing when I get on and ride her. Is if I'm just standing there and she decides to take off or turn and head to the gate, or she won't stop moving her feet, I'm just going to use that as an excuse to pick up and go training on her, and it'll be the same pattern as this. There. Choose me over the gate and make another bad decision, so pick up and send her again. And really try to make sure that pattern stays strong. Thinking. Almost. Keep it shiny side up there. And I'm kind of purposely stopping her here close to the gate because it's really showing me where her decision is lying on whether or not to come to me or to go to the gate. So right here, she's either got to walk in between the bridge and the saddle, and she really wants to come to me, and that's great, but she's got to come to me in a way that I can reward. Now you'll watch here. Which way are you going, Dixie? Is it the gate or is it me? I'll reward for those good decisions, and I'll send her back out for them bad decisions. If you guys can see it, for those of you here yesterday, it's a very similar conversation. Nice thing is with Liberty work is I can keep setting her up, fixing her, setting her up, fixing her. I can really address this one problem without having to move along. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
30 minutes to go now. Kade, half an hour.
Good girl. Thanks for the tender clap. She's there though, and that's kind of a cool change in her that I'm really happy I was able to make here at Liberty, and I'm hoping to make that same change on the halter before I step on her. But to see her, you know, kind of wanting to go to the gate and then choose me over the gate, that's a heck of a step in the right direction that I'm really happy about. She needs to get over a little bit of the clapping, but she'll get there. Hey, lot going on, sweetie. Good girl. Good girl, Dixie. Her mind is like a really aggressive game of ping pong. It's just going the whole time. I think I can push her around enough with my lunge whip now that when she does come to me, I can go ahead and get to catching. I've definitely got the change I come to get, but with her having a hard time staying focused, it'll be easier for her if I can have this conversation on the halter. And she's moving off of pressure soft enough, I don't need that whip no more. How's the decisions? Now, the right eye is clearly going to be the tough one, and it'd be easy for me to swap eyes here right now, but I truly think that her and I are going to get through this right eye by making sure this is the eye I finish on when I'm catching her and make sure I can walk up to her on both. And the right eye has been a little bit of a dilemma for us since the beginning. So this might be kind of that turning point I'm needing to get out of her before I move along. Just watch her go right by me. Wah.
She gave you the right eye for a second there.
Getting through them eyes is going to be a good change in a horse like her. And she's one of them horses to where she's super bright. Sometimes people, they think they want a smart horse, but as you can see, smart horse is a full-time job. So yeah, smart horse is great, but you better still be the smartest one in the room when you're around them. I'd like my horses like Forrest Gump. Just smart enough to do what I asked, but not smart enough to ask me why. Hey, sweetie. Good girl. Okay. Now what I need to do is the exact same pattern I was just talking about here in my groundwork, is I need to get her to where I can move her until she will stand still. Now yesterday I taught her ground tie. I'm definitely going to go to that, but I'm going to start my halter work here because I'm going to need it to ride this mare. So I want to put as much of the bend as I can in her. I want my back up to be solid. I want all that stuff to be in place, so if we have trouble when I get aboard, I feel like I got a leg to stand on there. Oh, you want to go to the gate? What an original idea. Any kind of nose root, because yesterday she showed herself to be really, really soft. Any kind of that, I'm going to push her a little harder, turn up a little bit of right there. Add some pressure so she can see where she's wrong and where she's right. Right there, she's correct. Good girl. Wrong. See her just can't get them feet to stop. That's all right. It's not a terrible problem to have on a colt. To move their feet or not move their feet, if I had to pick one, I'd take move their feet. Atta girl. Hey, come get some love. Let her find some comfort for a minute here. Not moving your feet is very nice. All right. We'll get some brushing done on her and try to let her cool out a little bit. She's worked herself up. Now, my biggest goal for today, I kind of always talk about this. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But when I was thinking about her last night in the hotel, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get on. I'm pretty sure she's going to go over a bridge. I'm pretty sure she's going to go over a tarp. All those things are not going to be my concern. My biggest concern is to make sure she has confidence in everything that I'm going to be asking her to do. So to really prepare her for the pressure she's going to be under. And you can see this mare has trouble, not so much with the pressure of me asking her to do something, but the pressure of her surroundings. So the more I can kind of work her through some things she's scared of, help her through the things that she's having trouble with, I'm hoping that's going to get me enough confidence that when we get to the finals and she feels like she kind of wants to get nervous or kind of lose her mind a little bit, I'm hoping her plan is to look to me. So the more things I can help her through here and the more conversations we can have, the more she's going to kind of be my buddy. All right, so I have the left eye, got her brush. We're going to go ahead and get the right eye. Make sure that feels just as good. I'll bring her over here where she don't have to move over the bridge. Then I think we can get her saddled. Great job, sweetie. Great job. Look at the thought going through this horse, eh? The voices in her head are in an argument all the time. Go. No, I'm not going. He said don't go. I'm going. Well, I'm not going. Good job, baby. Good job. Right on. Getting there. Thank you. Can you guys do me a favor and just clap again? 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 Good girl. Good girl. Again, just a thank you. Just a light one? Perfect. You see how just there is enough to send her over the edge, and all I'm trying to do is when she moves on top of me, I try to back her up, and then when she'll look to me through that situation, hey, don't need to be touching me all the time. Not newlyweds. When she gets nervous, I want her looking to me. Okay, Kade, what do? I'm nervous of all the clapping. Well, come hang out with me if you're nervous. Now, she's going to be maybe a little tender today in the belly, and that's all right. I'm going to work with her. I don't need to hawk my cinch into her or nothing until I'm going to get on. So I just want to kind of, right there, that's unacceptable there, Dixie. You know that. I want to just keep checking her there and make sure that I don't skip anything. I think she's quiet enough, and she has been, that I could just grab that saddle and chuck it on her. But she has to maintain a certain amount of self-control here, and I think that's what she's struggling with the most. So in every maneuver, we're going to be really working on that right there. See how as soon as the pad goes away, she likes to walk off, remind her, and then start again. And just to show her that she's taken about 1,000 steps when 20 would get it done. And I like a go-getter as much as the next guy, but that right there, again, just touching me all the time. I like you too, but maybe not that much. Good girl. As far as her feel and her softness and the way she takes pressure, all of those things have been clicking. And it's kind of a funny thing to work on in a trainer challenge. It's a horse that has kind of a deep anxiety or an anxious side to her. It's not something that comes up very much, and you got to give it to this horse because most horses, even broke horses, they'd be so tired right now after this whole deal, they'd just come in here and give it up. She ain't giving nothing up. She's got no quit in her, do you, sweetie? She's a all-dayer. Yes, this is not your favorite part, is it, honey? Now, all I'm doing right now is bumping that cinch into her belly, and she's wanting to get a little nervy, so I'm just talking to her here with my left hand, using pressure and release to kind of talk her through that until she's good, and then I'm going to drop that cinch and let it loosen off. Now, I like that she's feely, but there. She's got to wait for me a little bit more. Please don't bite me. Please don't.
Yeah, she seems to like the taste of cowhide.
Yeah. Does that mean she's cowy?
Yeah, probably.
Now, we're going to have to start taking things a little farther with her. Now she knows right from wrong. I can start instilling that pattern to where we start creating some motivation to do the right thing. And to just pull away there and be rude is going to get a little more push around because she knows right from wrong, or if she's not certain of it, she's darn sure getting the gist of it. So my expectations of her are going to start to grow as the trainer's challenge start to go along. Now, stand still to be saddled is definitely on the sheets for the finals, but it's something that is every day for my horses and my horses in training because it really tells you how that horse is going to be to ride. Sometimes people will say, you know, Kade, my horse bucked me off and it come out of nowhere. But the more this story starts to get to go along, what I'm hearing from him is he was bad to catch. Okay, he was bad to catch. All right. How was he to saddle? Terrible. Okay, well, how was he to brush? Oh, he was awful. Worst he's ever been to brush. They tell you from the moment you walk out there and catch him how your day is going to go. And if you miss him opportunities to work him through being bad to saddle, don't be shocked if they're bad to ride. You know, they tell you so many times how they feel about the current situation. So here, where she's struggling a little bit, I really want to make sure I'm reading the signs and I'm through that before I step on her, or don't be shocked if it doesn't go my way. Now, I don't think it's just stand still to be saddled. This horse has trouble standing still to sleep, so it's still got to be worked on, but it's something that I'm darn sure trying to read as much as I can out of her on that. There we go. Good girl. All right. Go ahead if you want. Don't not clap on her account. All right. What do I got left for time, Hugh?
15 minutes and 25 seconds.
I'm going to need them 25.
It's only 19 now.
Better than 40 seconds. Good girl. You know, the way she's moving in the saddle today, you sure got to give her credit for that. She's been having trouble with that the entire time, and I think she's starting to find comfort in moving, which is great. Maybe we can find some comfort in stopping. Hey, doll. Good girl. Good girl. Now, when I change direction here, I really want to make sure it's coming as much from the pole as I can. So I feel like I can change direction when I ride her. And with a horse that's got this much forward, you can bet there's a lot of direction changing coming her way. Good. Good girl. She'll even try to step out into that lope. I'm going to be real happy with her. Now again, moving her until she stops. It's so hard for her. Thank you. Hey, baby.
I'm going to release a little tension here now.
Yep, perfect. Lighten the load. Now, when I go to step on today, her confidence and her fear is coming from me being above her or on the side of her, but too much hanging off the side of her is going to make her even more sore. So I'm going to need to commit to getting on her a little earlier today, and the idea there is to help her from her back. But if I spend too much time hanging off the side of her, I'm really going to have some trouble with her being sore by the finals. It's just too much for her belly to take. So my plan here today is to get her to where she's comfortable doing this, and then I'm just going to step on her and talk to her. Her and I have a pretty good relationship at this point. I don't feel like there's anything in there that I can't take out of her from her back. And I've been wrong before, but she feels pretty good. Good job, sweetheart. I know, you just need to bite something, but go bite one of them other horses this afternoon. All right. Good girl. Good girl. I don't want to be hanging on you any more than I have to. All right.
Oh, to be young and supple like that, eh? Oh, man.
Her or me?
Both of you.
Surprised you didn't hear the cracking on the mic. My knees were making some noise there. All right. Good girl. Now today, I've got a lot of things I want to cover, and I haven't got to do them all. So yesterday, I really worked her until I felt like I had some comfort out of her. So my goal here today is going to be to work her until she wants to stop. And I'm going to use that a bit to my advantage to where there, when she's bad in the face, I can pick up on her and soften her, make sure I got that, and then let her go. And if she's wanting to move, I feel like we have enough confidence, I can start using that to my advantage and start training my horse to do some new things. Now, I didn't get to the right yesterday, and you can tell I got a little resistance here to the left, so I'm gonna get the left ironed out, make sure I get a good change in her, exact same thing I did at Liberty working on the halter, And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that right rein and start working on that right eye and make sure I don't leave anything undone. I had a girl. She felt pretty good right there. Now, if she wants to kind of cruise around, it's going to give me a good excuse to keep teaching her some cool things. Get on the bridge. Okay, next time. It's funny how if you put an obstacle out there with a horse like this, and you tell them to go over it, they say no. But if you put an obstacle out there like this, and you tell them they're not allowed to go over it, spend an hour trying to fight them off of it. It's like a trailer parked in a pasture. Horses can't stay out of it. Hook it onto a truck. See what happens.
10 minutes now.
Thanks,
10 minutes, Kade.
Felt good there to the right for the first time I was able to pick up on her on that side. That's a heck of a good sign. She's going to be the same. I've been working her till she'll stop. I'm not a psychic, but what do you think is going to happen when I ask her to trot? Hey, she comes to a stop. It's all right. We'll work her through it. Right here, I'm using my right leg when she gets stuck. I talked about that a little bit yesterday, about working her off each individual leg. Nah. So when I go to two legs, she's ready for it. Now, I'm really going to work her till she's soft on this left rein, and that's going to be the decision or the direction I decide to push her out at first. So let's let her get out there and field jog with a rider aboard. I'm going to kind of use my same pattern that I'm going to pick that jog. Do you speak English? Atta girl. Thank you. Go ahead, we're good. That's going to be one of those things we talked about that we can't let that keep going, sweetie. You're better. All right. It's almost like she wants to go back to the gate. Good girl, doll. Thank you. Go ahead. Yeehaw.
Yeah, it was right there in that spot that Jason's filly had that little bucking fit.
Should I get the horn?
Yeah.
Forgot my night latch in the truck.
Oh, he had one on each side, and I saw him grab the horn.
There. Now, same as I built my taps, is how I'm going to build my legs. Going to start with a squeeze, build into a 1 pressure, 2 pressure, keep building her along. As soon as she breaks the head of that pressure, I'm going to release. So here I'll start with that squeeze. Bump, bump, bump. Good girl. Right on. All right, let's try this right-hand side. Yeah, have a look. Where all that clapping noise is coming from. Now here she's going to end up back at the gate. This is going to be a good time to start working on the jog, so I'm not just getting run off, jog. I'm getting from my legs, jog. Atta girl. Yeah, let some of that out. Now, exact same pattern to work her through this kind of, I'm stuck at the gate. When I was with the lunge whip, I'd start my pressure at the gate and I'd back off on that other side. So as I build her up into moving off my legs, right here, she's gonna find me sending her, and over here, she's gonna find me relaxing. Yeah, still gotta stay to the right, sweetie. And then out here, I'll let her kind of have a nice, calm cruise around. She loves to move, go ahead and move. And then at the gate, I can pick up on her again until she quits running over to that gate every chance she gets. There, look at that. She stopped. Ah. Good job. This is always a fun one. Good job. Yeah, that's not cool. I don't like one looking out the round pen there and her realizing that's just parachute cord.
Yeah, we thought it was electrified. And
I was hoping she did too.
See a
Keep
little
her
spark.
committed to where we're at. All right. Time?
It is 5 minutes and 36 seconds.
Should be able to do a hot lap here. Now she won't stop. Who could have guessed it?
She's a little busy there.
Oh, she was pooping again?
Yeah, she was.
Sorry,
Trying
sweetie.
to. Trying to.
I only need you an hour a day if you could just wait. That's about as close as you can be to loping without loping. Good girl, sweetie. She's still moving off the pressure. Just because I had lope in my mind don't mean she wasn't doing a good job. Good girl. Thank you. Atta girl. The lope clappers. Thank you. Just keep clapping for a sec. See if she'll stop while you're clapping. Good girl. Hey. Good girl. Look at that, eh? Okay, that's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to teach her to stop from the clap. And when stuff hits the fan in the finals, if you guys could just give me a clap as I'm at a high rate of speed across the big arena, that'd be great. Yeah. Good girl. So my mindset right here is everything I was hoping to accomplish is really, it's come there. And my ability to move her around the round pen and my ability to take control of her feet, I feel comfortable in that. The struggles with her are still going to remain the same here this afternoon, but they're getting better all the time. And I think a lot of it stems to confidence. And if you guys have ever had to build confidence in yourself or in an animal, there's nothing I can do to make it happen. All I can do is just keep working with her. So as long as I can keep control of her and I feel like she knows how to handle pressure and follow a feel and we're buds, I'm not going to be too hard on that. I'm just going to keep helping her through it. And unless I miss my guess, I bet you by tomorrow morning, we're probably through most of it, if not all of it. But with an animal like her, trying to make her stand still right now, I think would just do more harm than it was worth.
3 minutes now, Kade. 3
Thanks,
minutes.
you. Never been in a trainer challenge where I was stuck on one when the time was up. That would be an interesting thing. That'd be a hard story to tell people. She's going to go on it. Well, she stopped.
Looks good.
Yeah. Good woe down, darling. Oh. I don't want to be that guy, but I may have broke the mic. Sorry.
Still working. We can still hear you.
I'd like to say it's the first time it's ever happened to me, but it isn't. I had one start bucking in Manitoba on me one time, and she landed on the tarp. It was set out over there, and she wasn't bucking real hard until she got on the tarp and started turning, and she kept pulling the tarp under her belly. And then she was bucking really hard. And I popped the mic off and busted it. All I remember from it was Mel Highland screaming, "Sticker!" I managed to.
Good old Mel. He's a long-time rodeo legend, set some records, saddle bronc riding, and has a training operation just not too far north of Edmonton now.
Good cowboy. Yeah, I saw him at a team roping jackpot there in Ponoka a few weeks ago, and he was looking well.
Yeah, he had a real heart problem.
He did.
3 years ago or so. I think he had open heart surgery. And
in true cowboy fashion, when I asked him about it, he laughed.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, he's back to riding, training, and playing his guitar and writing songs.
He is, yeah.
Minute to go, Kade.
All right, guys. Well, I think she was really good today. I hope you guys enjoyed our session. She was super fun to play with. Thank you. All right, doll. Okay, we're ready to send her out.
Great job, Kade, and we're going to have about a 15-minute break, and then Trevor Murdy's will be back in here.